for joining us. We are live right now. We keep the channel open. We don't stop. I have Nase here, and I have Dominic, or the filmmaking team, Dominic and Beatrice from Xian Lu, Wolf Dogs. And we're going to go 20 minutes, and I will leave it to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nase DeSanders, and we are here with the team from Wolf Dogs, an amazing documentary playing here at the Bushwick Film Festival. So to start us off, for those who don't know, could each of you introduce yourselves, your roles in the film, and tell us a little bit about the film as well?
First of all, I speak French, but I have my friend and translator for the Q&A. Donc, en fait, Les Chiens Loups, c'est l'histoire du comédien Alexandre Castonguay qui a passé 6 mois dans une école primaire dans le but de faire des ateliers corps-voix avec les enfants pour finalement montrer la fable de La Fontaine, travailler tous les aspects un peu de technique du comédien. Mais tout ça, finalement, c'est un subterfuge pour parler de la thématique de la fable, c'est-à-dire de parler de la liberté avec des enfants en bas âge. Puis ça a créé un documentaire super touchant, unique, puis dont je suis très fier.
I'll just translate that. So my name is Beatrice, and he resumed the film. So Wolf Dog is about a comedian from our town that's called Alexandre Castonguay, Alexander, and he went through a public elementary school for a year to do some workshops with the kids there and to learn about how to put the body and the voice in a theater approach. And he was working with the Jean de La Fontaine's fable, the little story, the short story about de La Fontaine, which is the wolf and the dog. And it was all, Dominic was filming through the year to make an extraordinary and very touching film that in reality is another way of talking with kids about liberty, which is the main subject. So the liberty of the kids, what they see about liberty, and also the liberty of Alexandre through his workshops in the school.
Wonderful. Could you tell us a little bit about the program that allowed the actor to come into the children's classroom to teach? Is he the only one doing this, or are there other actors going to other schools as well?
Ben, en fait, au Québec, il existe un programme qui s'appelle Culture à l'école, et c'est dans le cadre de ce programme-là qu'on a monté l'atelier. Qu'on a monté cet atelier-là, cet exercice-là, mais je dirais qu'on s'est impliqué peut-être d'une autre façon, c'est-à-dire qu'on a vraiment décidé d'habiter l'école, puis on a eu pour ça la confiance des enseignantes puis de la direction de l'école. Puis le fait d'habiter l'école, de rester là jour après jour, ça a fait en sorte qu'on a comme créé une habitude avec les élèves. Puis je pense que je dirais même que le film présente peut-être une étude de cas. C'est-à-dire que ça serait intéressant d'imaginer que dans chaque école du monde, il y a des artistes qui n'ont pas comme mandat de livrer ou d'apprendre quelque chose de précis, comme dans un programme, de pas mettre l'artiste dans un programme, mais de mettre un artiste dans une école qui a juste comme but de se questionner en tant qu'artiste dans l'école avec les questionnements qui vont émerger de cette situation-là. Donc, je pense que je te fais une longue shot, hein, mais il y a cette idée-là, je la trouve super intéressante, puis si ça se trouve, c'est peut-être c'est peut-être une étude de cas que ça serait intéressant de développer cette avenue-là.
So 3 things. In Quebec, there is a program that's called Culture at School that makes any type of artist to go to do workshops in school. Mm-hmm. So it can be an actor, a dancer, a painter, whatever. But also what permitted them to do that film is that they really had the confidence of the team of teachers and the direction of the school that let them inhabit the school. So they, as you can see in the film, they put some little stuffed animals, and they really did occupy the school for a whole year. And so that made a special relationship with the kids because they were always there for 2 months. They spread that 2 months, but through the year. So the kids were with them all the time. And the film became like a case study that could show how an artist could be in a school without any goals, without any objective to teach something to the kids, but just to be there as an artist, coexisting with all the people and just questioning his art and his relation with art and the relation of the kids with him and with the art, instead of being in a program, in a box with some goals to, you know, some liberty that you could have as an artist. And it's interesting because in the film also you have the liberty concept that is questioned through the work of Alexander in the school. J'ai rajouté.
Ouais, c'est très bien.
C'est bon?
Ouais.
Well, it seems like a fantastic program. Just watching the way that the students got to interact with the artists, I was like, this should be in schools everywhere. I absolutely love it. So was it difficult to film around the children? In the footage used, they didn't seem too preoccupied with the camera. They seemed to be pretty good at ignoring it. Did that take time or practice, or were they just good at being subjects?
C'est super intéressant parce que au départ, j'ai comme laissé les enfants. On dirait que j'ai voulu, comme on avait du temps, j'ai voulu comme explorer. Puis le documentaire typique, c'est que les enfants ne regardent pas la caméra. Puis au début, je me suis dit, ah ben peut-être que je pourrais faire un documentaire où les enfants regardent la caméra. Puis finalement, j'ai vraiment regretté le truc. Là. En regardant les stock shots, j'ai fait comme ah non, c'est vraiment pas bon. Puis comme on était déjà présents dans l'école, puis les enfants avaient l'habitude de nous voir, puis on était déjà rendus comme des personnages dans l'école, on a fait un message à l'intercom. C'est-à-dire qu'on a dit s'il vous plaît, arrêtez de regarder la caméra. Puis à partir de ce moment-là, ça a été fini. Donc, cool. mais ça a été possible parce qu'on avait déjà la relation de confiance était là.
At the beginning, he was telling me that at the beginning, well, telling us at the beginning of the process, he tried to do a documentary in which the camera would exist, because usually the camera does not exist. So they did try for a few months, and then he was looking at the brushes and he said, it's not working at all. We have to become invisible. And as they were there for 2 months, what they did was to go to the secretary and talk to the microphone that goes in all the classes. And so they just said, good morning, here's the film team. Would you please do not look at the camera for now on? And they stopped the kids automatically. They became invisible and nobody looked at the camera anymore. And he says that maybe because they were there in advance. So it took maybe a month or so to just see how they would like to plan the filming thing. And then they asked in the microphone in the interphone. I don't know the English word for that. You know, in the school, have a good day.
Yeah, the megaphone or whatever it's called. Yeah. Okay, that is so interesting that they listened so quickly. Wow.
That because they had already worked like for a month or two.
Yeah, they got used to it.
Confident relationship.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great. It definitely worked out. So the actor, Alexander, says that he has some troublesome students. And he knows it's because there's something going on with the students at home and it makes him full of empathy. This is the exact opposite of what I'm used to in schooling, where growing up, troublesome students were quickly labeled as just bad kids who need to be disciplined. They were just kind of tossed aside. So he was saying with his way, he'll sometimes lose the entire group due to the troublesome student. How do you think schooling would change if all teachers had such an understanding and had such empathy for their students?
Un petit peu plus global, comment tu penses que les professeurs peuvent arriver à avoir cette empathie-là, qui comprendre ce qu'il y a derrière l'enfant plutôt que de les discipliner?
Ouais, ben c'est super intéressant.
A very interesting question.
Parce que, tu sais, je pense qu'Alexandre est arrivé avec comme quelque chose de nouveau. Puis en même temps, c'est super, je trouve que c'est toujours une question délicate parce que les enseignantes qui sont là ont été, sont particulièrement compétentes. Puis si Alexandre shine dans le film, c'est clairement parce que ont pu faire des choses en amont ou après les interventions. Donc, c'est sûr que pour le film, puis pour comme créer vraiment un documentaire dans lequel on embarque, puis que ça devient une histoire plus un peu extraordinaire, il fallait que j'oriente comme la caméra sur le personnage lumineux d'Alexandre et non nécessairement sur le travail qui était fait par les enseignants. Ouais, c'est ça. Mais donc, cette partie-là n'est pas dans le film, mais puis d'ailleurs, c'est pour ça que j'ai dédié le film aux enseignantes, parce que c'est fou comment ils ont été présentes dans le projet, puis ce film-là aurait pas cette facture-là sans leur travail. Tu sais.
I said it's a very interesting question because for the film storytelling meeting that Alexander would be the shining main character of the film, and he is able to shine in the film because of the work that the teacher did before they went or after. So in that school, which is a school in a low budget family neighborhood, the teachers are very involved, listening to the kids, and Dominic said that the team of teachers were very, very competent and very involved, and they did so that Alexander could shine through the film, and he was not able to show in the film the underground work that the teacher did, because the teachers were doing that when they were not there, and then Alexander and Dominic went to school and everything worked up. And so, and Alexander also does have that sensibility to the kids, and to be able to understand, I think maybe with his own background, is able to understand why the kids are not always going in the same path that they're asked to do. So both Alexander and the teachers are, I think, responsible.
That's amazing. Those students are so lucky to be in a school where everyone is really coming together to make sure that they get the most out of their education, but also to make sure that they themselves are okay. I love that.
En fait, nous, on a été chanceux.
He says they were very lucky to be there also.
Ouais, de vivre cette expérience-là pendant cette période-là dans une école, d'avoir la chance de rentrer dans une école primaire. Comme si on était des membres de l'équipe, c'était extraordinaire.
They were really accepted, like wide the doors, so they could be part of the team that made the life possible in the school. So he said it was an incredible experience.
Great. So schools are known for having a knack for stifling children's creativity, that mentality of there's only one answer and it's the right answer and there's nothing outside of that. So I think definitely through this program where artists come in, it really lets children have a bit more of an imagination and then explore creativity and also see adults with creative jobs. So how do you think having these programs, having these artists come into the students' school affects the children as they grow up?
Comment tu penses que ces programmes-là, de permettre aux artistes de venir à l'école, vont affecter les enfants quand ils vont grandir?
Ben, tu sais, c'est... moi, j'ai l'intuition puis la conviction de croire que ça peut créer des choses. C'est pas, c'est comme l'art en général. Il y a quelque chose qui n'est pas mathématique. Là, c'est dur de. Alexandre, dans le film d'ailleurs, il dit il faut accepter de. On lance les dés sur une table. Il faut accepter de pas nécessairement de voir le résultat. Donc, il y a comme c'est ça, je pense, avec l'éducation de façon générale. Mais je pense que l'art dans l'éducation, c'est sûr que c'est positif. Là.
He really did think it's very positive. The more art you put in through a program, the more positive result you will have. He is convinced and he really has faith in that concept, even though, and Alexander says it in the film, you have to accept when you do that to like shake the dice and throw them on the table, but you have to accept you won't be able to see the result. There is no mathematic consequence. They are human, so we believe that it's going to be very positive, but we have to be okay with the fact that we might not even see it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's very well said. That's a good response. That's not your typical response. So we have an audience question here. Someone's wondering, were there any children that didn't respond well to Alexander and his teaching or that refused to participate?
Qui ont refusé de participer dans l'atelier.
Il y a eu très peu, mais des fois, c'était pas nécessairement, tu sais, on est resté là longtemps, donc dans le fond, les élèves ont pratiquement toujours eu ouais, c'est ça. Après ça, il y a eu le moment où on a fait l'espèce de spectacle là, de fin d'année, puis il y a des élèves qui ont embarqué puis qui ont finalement arrêté. Il y a Alexandre aussi on le voit dans le film, qui a vraiment comme proposé à des enfants d'arrêter de pratiquer la fable parce que peut-être qu'ils pouvaient avoir des difficultés à l'école. Tu sais. Il voulait l'image qu'il y a dans le film, c'est qu'il les a libérés de ses propres ateliers. Mais de façon générale, tu sais, on était quand même tu sais, un peu les jokers d'une école. Là, tu sais, on n'était pas comme...
bonbon.
Ouais, donc tu sais, de façon générale, les enfants embarquaient dans... Même s'il y avait des trucs très rigoureux, là, tu sais, mémoriser une fable par cœur, c'est pas nécessairement une activité facile. Mais tout ça était dans des activités ludiques, donc tu sais, ça...
Most of the kids were very enthusiastic to participate. Some of them, a few of them, had some bad days, some better days. So, but they were the special activity going through the school. So even if it's very hard to learn by heart that story, and it was very hard work for the kids, most of them were very willing to do that. But Alexander also let them the possibility, and we see that in the film, like close to the end, close to the show that the kids are going to do. And he talks with each of them and he says, if it's too hard for you, I just liberate you. You don't have to do that anymore if you don't want. Maybe you have more difficulties in other, like mathematics or whatever, science or French. And so maybe it's better for you to put your energy to that school learning thing. And so I'll just liberate you for... So, but most of the kids were very happy. And even if they decide not to be part of the project until the end, they were also willing to be part of the group and to be there. They were, I think that the whole school was very proud of the whole project.
Wow. What about the parents? Were any of the parents, I know some people are very into the arts and then maybe there's the opposite where they're like, this is a waste of time. Or, were there any parents that weren't supportive?
Si c'est arrivé, je ne l'ai pas su, mais tu sais, de façon générale, c'était un projet qui était très lumineux. Tu sais, dès le départ, les enfants ils ont embarqué, il s'est passé de quoi, là? Tu sais, des fois, la maillot pogne, comme on dit, là, mais il y a vraiment eu un phénomène positif autour du projet, puis je pense que les parents, puis même la brigadière était contente de nous voir. C'était comme large. Là. Donc, ça là-dessus, on a été vraiment chanceux.
He said maybe, but they weren't advised. And the feeling was that everybody was very willing to do that. The parents, the whole school working, like the lady that stops the cars to let the children pass. She was very happy to see everybody. It was very a project that was very shining and that they had that magic spark right from the beginning. And like the whole, I think, neighborhood was very happy.
Tellement, je dirais, c'était tellement positif que j'avais même pas la pression de réussir à faire un bon film. Okay. Parce que je trouvais que l'expérience était déjà extraordinaire.
And yeah, it was just the experience of being there was already so positive that Dominique didn't even feel the pressure to have to do a good film. Because even if there was no film, everybody was just happy with that energy and that artistic project through the whole year for everybody. So we don't think that there was any parent, and if there were, they didn't know.
Oh, wow. That sounds fantastic. Such a great energy going through the school. I love it. So we are almost out of time, so I do have to wrap it up. We have one more audience question that we'll get to real quick. Someone's asking, what was the most challenging part about making this documentary?
Ben, clairement, le montage.
The editing.
Yeah. Parce que ça a été un tournage, ça a été beaucoup de tournage. Puis j'ai fait le choix de...
Lots of shooting, lots of hours.
Puis j'ai fait le choix de tourner sans perchiste. Puis j'ai pris le pari, là, ça tombe un peu technique, mais de filmer par exemple une journée avec un plan large, avec un wide angle, une journée avec plus un téléobjectif. Puis le montage pouvait jumeler plusieurs ateliers qui étaient la même atelier qu'Alexandre répétait plusieurs fois dans différentes classes. Puis quand on écoute le film, on s'en rend pas compte, mais c'était une épreuve de montage. Et en même temps, c'est aussi ça qui a permis ce résultat-là.
The biggest challenge was editing, because he made the decision to be very small team, so there was only him and Alexander, no sound man, no boom man. So he decided, as Alexander was doing the same type of workshop through the like first grade, second grade, third grade in different days, he chose to shoot like one day with the wide angle, the whole exercise, and then they come back another day and they shoot that with a longer length of and then at the editing he would have all that material that would match but not necessarily, and that work with the sound, so to be able to go pick the same exercise but different days and different classes and mix it all together so it looks like it was the same moment.
Yeah.
And that really does work, but it really was a big challenge in the film to be able to do it like it was the same day. Like when we see the movie, we have the idea that it went outside one day, that they were doing the little tents one day, but they did that more than one day. And the challenge of, he was doing the editing also of the film.
Wow. Okay, that definitely does sound difficult. So we do have to wrap it up. Finally, I'll ask you, what else are you working on? What are you currently working on? What is next for you?
Eh ben, en fait, avec Alexandre, j'ai fait un film en 2013 qui prenait un peu la même démarche, c'est-à-dire qu'on a pris une œuvre littéraire qu'on a placée entre Alexandre et un public, mais au lieu d'être dans une école pour ce film-là, c'était un pèlerinage dans une région. Puis, en fait, on travaille sur le troisième volet de ce qui va devenir un genre de triptyque, là, une trilogie, mais c'est pas des suites, mais c'est le même projet, personnage, puis la même formule appliquée différemment. Puis c'est bien emballant parce que c'est une formule que finalement on sait qui fonctionne bien, puis c'est le fun de pouvoir fermer la boucle avec un troisième projet. Ben, avec un enjeu peut-être plus, un enjeu environnemental, ouais.
So he's saying that this film is the second one of a trilogy. They already did, the first film was called Alex Walks Through Love, which was Alex learning poetry, but with the people, like in a pilgrim, like walking through the whole region. Then they did that in the school. And the third part, which is going to work now, is more like an social and environmental, how do you say that? Like a green subject, you know, for stop having bad air. And so he's going to do the same thing, but with the whole city through and then environmental. I don't have the English word.
No,
like
perfectly. No, great. That sounds
like for good. When you want to save the earth, like the green politics. So that's the main topic of the next film.
Fantastic. So how do we keep up with things? Is there an Instagram page, a website? How do we keep up with what's going on?
Ouais, ben en fait, il y a la page Alex Marchal-Amour existe sur Facebook. Puis sinon, ben là, on va commencer à travailler. Ouais, c'est ça.
So he has a Facebook account, it's Dominique Leclerc. There's also one with Les Chiens Loups in French, and one with in French, Alex Marchal-Amour. Alex Walks Through Love, but it's in French. And he also have an Instagram account, which is called...
Ouais. Sinon,
Instagram.
Mais en fait, pour Alex Marchal-Amour, le film est disponible sur les films du 3 mars.
Oh, and it has the 3 March 3rd. There's a company that distributes film in Quebec. It's called March 3rd, Les Films du 3 Mars. So his first film is available on that website.
Nice. Also. Fantastic. Thank you so much for speaking with us today. We absolutely love your film, and it's been great asking you all these questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so we'll see you next time with your next film. Bye.
La prochaine fois, on se déplace à New York.
Next time, he's gonna go through New York because that pandemic thing will be over, and he will present his next film, which is working in.
Yes, I like that plan. We'll see you then.
Thank you. See you soon. Thank you to Nase.
I'm sorry, keep going.